So sometimes you have to abandon plan A when it comes to riding. And then sometimes plan B doesn't work out quite as well as you hoped either. But that's all part of training. So watch the video, find out what happens. It was our first ride outside this year, so that might give you a little bit of a clue how it went. It ended up fine. But stick around, watch the video, see how it goes. So plan A for today's ride was to work a little bit on what we did yesterday, which was using the dressage whip to get him to move off of my inside leg, just as a reinforcement. And yesterday he wasn't too keen about that. He thought it was a little scary. Today he came out, he was much better with it, and we actually got some decent steps. And then I don't know why, but things just kind of started spiraling out of control. And he felt tight. I was getting frustrated. And so I decided to just move on to plan B of just riding outside. Because at this point, nothing productive was going to happen. And neither of us were particularly having fun. So, yeah, let's see what outside has to offer. I'll go ahead and fess up right now. So, much like the video I took of our first canter, this ride of our first ride outside since last year had me a little bit unsure. And honestly, while I'm riding him, I don't really feel nervous, but I have been anticipating starting to ride him outside and wondering what what he might do. Um, yeah, I don't know why. I do feel so much calmer on him than I have with other horses, and maybe because we don't really have any history with each other, like I have with, obviously horses that I've had for a long time, or other horses that I've ridden quite a bit. With him, he really is still just a blank slate, and I don't have that mental blockage with him yet. hopefully he stays a good boy and I can keep that calm, relaxed feeling that I have had on him so far. But as you can see, he's just walking around pretty chill, and yeah, he's being a good boy considering it's kind of windy. One of my neighbors just came out, so my dogs are barking, and on the other side of that brown and blue house, somebody just started their mower. So he's being pretty good. So then I decided, well, let's give it a shot. Let's go ahead and trot and see how he does. So he's pretty quick, and then all of a sudden I can feel underneath me that he is not really wanting to listen to me at all. And so right there, I go straight to my recovery method of shutting it down and disengaging that hind end. And it worked out. He responded pretty well. So now we're back to doing some work here. And there he stopped, which is something we're struggling with. And he took a couple steps back. So yeah, good boy. Good boy. And his brain is back on me for a minute here. So I'm just taking the time to let him settle himself back down. And then we'll go ahead and try the trot again. Again, a little quick, but that's to be expected. The problem that I start getting right here is that he's really starting to yank on me, and yeah, there, he's trying to pull me down. And I'm trying to keep his head up a little bit for this ride, just to make sure there are no shenanigans. And even though he's not doing anything naughty per se, he's really not listening to me. And there he's getting a little sassy. I think he's wondering, why can't we just run? And I want to go back to the barn and play with my friends. And I'm like, nope, you have to grow up and learn to be a ridden horse now. So we're starting to get some good movement, but I can definitely feel underneath me that he is feeling like he could maybe explode a little bit. I say explode, but for Polo, he he's usually just so chill that I don't know. I feel like one of these days it's going to be an explosion that I don't expect. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about that. But so far, that's how he's been. But see here, he's getting a little too strong, and he's just ignoring me. And so I just thought it was a good time to practice a little bit of recovery strategy and make sure that he understands that he needs to shut down when when I ask him to bring his head around and find the release of pressure by just giving. Oh, and here we go. Now this is when we decide that it's time to explode. So do not judge. Please do not judge. I am all over the place. I did not expect this to happen. And I am so out of practice that my body didn't respond the way that it used to when I had to ride horses like that. But anyway, so there is a Polo version of exploding, which wasn't that bad. I think there was something in the field that blew by, so not a big deal. But this is a great opportunity for both of us, honestly, to remember that just because something like that happens, that doesn't mean that the ride is over. So as I take a few minutes to get my heart rate down and allow his little brain to process that everything's okay, we're just going to walk around for a little bit, and then it's time to get back to work. After a few minutes of walking around and doing some more bending exercises and some more transitions into halt, we went straight back to trotting. And as you can see here, he might still be a tiny bit on edge. And I wouldn't say that I'm nervous at all. I'm just a little bit more prepared and being mindful of keeping him doing something, whether that's bending or halting or whatever. Just keep his brain engaged and focused on me instead of whatever might be lurking in the fields back behind us. And it seemed to work. So to finish off, we just ended up walking around a little bit more. And I was pretty proud of him because there was a dog in that greenhouse right behind us that you see there that was barking like crazy. And so he just took it in stride, literally, no pun intended. And we just walked and chilled out so that we could end on a good note, knowing that working outside, maybe not his ideal time in a field, but it wasn't too bad. And we just finished on a good note. So, another win, another first, riding outside. He'll get tomorrow off, but we will see you again in a few days with another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.